mission is to eliminate all forms of cruelty towards wildlife and domesticated animals. They're active on almost every continent and are extensively community-backed with thousands of contributing professionals and volunteers. Their immense programming includes rebuilding habitats, scientific research, elimination of dog meat markets, reducing animal testing, education, and even disaster relief.
The Humane Society International is also working globally to stop animal cruelty in factory farming. On the front end, they have moved over 500,000 animals in extreme confinement to cage-free environments. But to combat the issue at its root, HSI is working alongside governments and corporations to create a food industry free of animal cruelty. For example, HSI is working alongside Nestle and Unilever, the two biggest food companies in the world, to create their own cage-free policies. In South Africa, HSI has worked alongside the City Lodge Hotel Group to create the first ever 100% cage-free hotel chain. Careful analysis shows that they are reputable and effective at what they do. As a comparison, we compared HSI to two other nonprofit organizations, Wildlife Direct and the International Fund for Animal Welfare. Wildlife Direct's focus is too minimal, serving only wild animals in developing countries, as opposed to HSI's wide variety of programming. And taking a closer look at the International Fund for Animal Welfare, we see that they only used 70% of their revenue towards their programming, as opposed to HSI's 80%.
Dog and cat meat traders snatch dogs from the street and steal them from backyards. The World Health Organization has warned that the slaughter and consumption of dog meat leads to diseases like rabies. In Indonesia, HSI has been working with the government to shut down the dog meat trade. They expect an Indonesia-wide ban. Since 2014, HSI has partnered with several organizations in China and provided care and rescue for thousands of dogs across the country. In South Korea, HSI has saved more than 1,600 dogs and shut down more than 13 dog farms. HSI works with dog meat traders that wants to leave the industry but don't have the means to. They offer them a more profitable and humane business model, such as blueberry farming.
Over the centuries, animals have been used as test subjects for medical and safety procedures. Each year, around 100 million domesticated and wild animals are forced into laboratories to suffer and await their death. HSI works through intergovernmental bodies, such as the OECD, to accelerate the global adoption of modern, non-animal testing methods. Their efforts have been instrumental in securing mandatory alternative requirements in Brazil and South Korea, where it is illegal for a company to conduct animal experimentation if a non-animal approach is available. They have also helped pass bans on cosmetic animal testing around the world through their Be Cruelty-Free campaign. HSI also supports training in developing countries to help companies and government authorities transition to modern, non-animal testing methods.
The international wildlife trade jeopardizes the survival and welfare of billions of animals every year. These animals are killed for trophy hunting, are captured and sold in exotic wet markets, and some wildlife traders will even pose as sanctuaries. Humane Society International works to stop such wildlife traders. They also petition governments to change import and exotic wet market legislation and educate the public on good tourism practices, such as their Say No campaign to end elephant rides and baby wildlife photo opportunities. Now, COVID-19 is the result of extensive human interaction with wild bats. With this unnatural contact with animals, with wet markets, animal trafficking, private zoos, and tiger kings, this will happen again. Our efforts in response to COVID-19 are unfortunately just a band-aid until we cease this human-animal interaction we've normalized. HSI can help end the next COVID.
Under normal circumstances,
only about 3% of charitable giving is given to animal charities.
Can you imagine how they're impacted during this crisis?
With this, we're kindly asking our class to allot $7,000 to $9,000 as an unrestricted donation to HSI.
Animals don't have a voice or rights.
Please help us help them.